I'm Big Rick Stewart. Welcome to the podcast for the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. It's a radio show that I do every Saturday at KVYN 99.3 FM, 99.3 The Vine in Napa Valley. You can stream from 993thevine.com. You can search for KVYN on TuneIn. You'll hear fun music and great information, including 10 at 10, a Beatles brunch at noon, songs from my days at Live 105, KFOG, KFOX, new songs, and more. And you'll hear great information like this. Hey, I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. Thanks for hanging out with me. I know you 49er fans, you're looking forward to your Saturday evening, and I think with very good reason. A guy who is an analyst for NBC Sports Bay Area. He is the pre- and post-game analyst on 49ers broadcast. Rod Brooks joins me, a guy that I've known from radio and television and the whole thing for many years. Rod, welcome to the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack.
Great to be here. How are you?
I am doing great. Seems like the whole 49ers season has just been waiting for the playoffs to start. Does that seem like what it's been for you?
Well, that's exactly what it's been like for me, and that's exactly what it's been like for the team. They understand that the regular season is how you get to the playoffs, and no regular season opponent should be disrespected. But this Niner team, really since last year in Philadelphia, their entire focus has been getting back to the postseason, avenging that loss in the NFC Championship game, and finally getting to the Super Bowl and winning it. The regular season was just a part of that process.
Tell me what the Green Bay Packers bring to the show.
Well, you know, the Packers, listen, Jordan Love is their guy, young quarterback who after years of sitting behind Aaron Rodgers and learning from one of the greats, now that he has taken over, he has got this Green Bay offense running. This entire Green Bay team on both sides of the ball, very, very young. And it's that old saying that maybe they're just young enough to not know that they're in a situation they shouldn't be in. They throttled the Cowboys because they have a very good offense with a very good quarterback in Love and a very good run game and a nice young defense too. But they do have some issues that the Niners can't exploit.
What would those issues be? I mean, bring it on. Let's exploit those issues.
Well, again, their running game with Aaron Jones is very formidable. But with the Niners getting Eric Armstead back, that makes the Niners already good defense even better against the run. So that's going to be an issue because Jordan Love won't have that run game that he can lean on and use in play action scenarios. And Green Bay's defense, while again young and athletic, the main thing is young, especially in the linebacking core. And Kyle Shanahan is the best in the business at identifying linebackers who are weak in coverage and exploiting them and taking over in the middle of the field. So as we like to call it on the pre and post game show on NBC Sports Bay Area, this seems like a George Kittle game where he would just roam free in the middle of that Packers defense.
All right, may the best team win, and the best team is the 49ers. I'm Big Rick Stewart. Thanks to Rod Brooks from NBC Sports Bay Area, I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. Hey, I'm Big Rick Stewart, host of the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I do my show down here in Las Vegas, but also every January, the CES show happens. Now, it used to stand for the Consumer Electronics Show. I don't know what it stands for now. They just say that it stands for, I don't know what. It's just CES. Wine country, foodies, cooking, restaurants, farmers markets. Let's see what they got going on for us food people. Some gizmos we can put in the kitchen. Oh, do they have some things? How about a steak toaster? A company called Sear Grills Perfecta can cook meat standing upright like a toaster up to 1600 degrees Fahrenheit. It says you can sear your steak and have it ready to go in under 2 minutes. That's incredible. Imagine the turnover you could have at your restaurant if you had a 2-minute steak toaster. Weber Grills. I love my Weber grill. They got this whole new thing. It costs $3,800. It's called the Smart FS38X. It's super intelligent. Digital controls and burners that adjust on their own to maintain the temperature you want. And they have this fold-down infrared broiler on the lid. for steaks or salmon fillets or whatever. Okay, that's pretty good. GE showed off an indoor barbecue smoker that has basically a catalytic converter to burn off so you don't get your house all smoky. They say that works great. How about Samsung? They have a smart fridge that can identify up to 33 items in your fridge and suggest recipes with what's in there. And last but not least, the iGulu F1 simplifies beer making. It's all automated. You put a bunch of stuff in it. It takes about 2 weeks and you have beer. A lot of this stuff is connected to, guess what? AI. And I don't know if I need any of it, but it all sounds interesting. If you get one of these, let me know with your steak toaster. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. Hey, I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. Now, didn't we just see this story about Costco bought the land for building the Napa Costco? I thought that had already happened. I thought they'd have a Costco open by now. But listen, the Costco's not that far away, down Vallejo, or if you're up in Calistoga, just hop over the hill to Santa Rosa. But I know it'll be here soon. Costco is selling a limited Kirkland Scotch whiskey for the Lunar New Year. Oh yeah. The Chinese New Year is coming up, right? So they've debuted a special Kirkland Scotch whiskey bottle. It celebrates the turn of the Lunar New Year on February 10th. Now, it has all these themes going on, like a fire-breathing dragon going on because it's the year of the dragon coming up. And this happens to be 88 proof, 8-year-old blended Scotch whiskey from hand-picked barrels. And if you don't know, the number 8 in Chinese culture is a very lucky number. Like in Hong Kong, if you had a car that had all 8s on the license plate, I think you could sell that for like millions of dollars. It's like a totally good luck number. All right, so this all kind of ties together. The bottle itself is rectangular, they say, with a large red wooden cap and a traditional Chinese dragon encircling the glass. It comes packaged in a similarly designed box. It sounds really cool. The Scotch retails for just under, not $88 and not $8, just under $50 per 1 liter in the US. So hop on over. Now they describe the flavor as rife with spice, fruit, and notes of wood that extend across the palate warmly with a background of distant smoke. Sounds very good. I have to go look up this 88 proof 8-year-old Scotch whiskey for the Lunar New Year happening on February 10th. All right, I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's a Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. Get that in a giant jar of pickles at 99.3 The Vine. Hey, I'm Big Rick Stewart, host of the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. Thanks for hanging out today. Maybe I can, play some fun music and share some great information. After all, that's what I'm supposed to do today. All right, we're playing fun music. We're sharing great information. Maybe this is useful if you're traveling. Now, this is from the U.S. State Department, and they are talking about the country of Colombia. But I think this kind of goes for anywhere. I mean, even maybe locally. Be careful about these dating apps. Check this out. The U.S. State Department issued a safety warning recently following the deaths of 8 Americans who died under suspicious circumstances in recent months in Colombia. This happened because of what they call either homicides or, quote, involuntary drug overdoses. These are not believed to be specifically linked as each involved distinct circumstances, but several of the deaths point to a common factor. That would be online dating apps. Officials say criminals use the apps to lure tourists and visitors to meet in public places like hotels, restaurants, and bars, places considered safe in other parts of the world. Things kind of don't go so well. Several U.S. citizens have ended up getting assaulted, drugged, robbed, or even, like they say, killed by people they had planned to meet for a date. So be careful out there. Take a vacation from that during your vacation. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. I'm Big Rick Stewart, host of the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack, here to help you out a little bit. This is from Lifehacker, that actually runs a series of these really good articles over at lifehacker.com. It's part of their Out of Touch Adults Guide to Kid Culture. And I saw this and I was like, what? I don't know about this. So here we go. You and me, maybe we're together on this one. Why is everyone talking about Saltburn? What? What's the story with Saltburn, they say. All right, well, Lifehacker says the entertainment landscape is different than it was pre-internet. Of course, technology lets all this stuff come in and everybody talks about it. Well, evidently, Saltburn is a cool thing. It's one of the coolest things, and quote, everybody's talking about it. It's one of these movies that doesn't come around too often these days, and people say that, well, at least at Lifehacker, it's actually good. And if you don't know, it was released in theaters in November. It kind of did so, but now it's got a second life on Prime Video, and I guess everybody's talking about it. It draws inspiration from A Clockwork Orange, A Talented Mr. Ripley. Saltburn is a dark comedy about a young man obsessed with wealth and excess who is willing to do anything to get it. Sounds like a familiar story, right? They go on to say it's intentionally confrontational, leading to controversy over graphic sex and violence and all kinds of things. Now, over at parentpreviews.com, they say, quote, this film contains so much negative content, we do not expect our reviewers to watch it. Well, evidently kids are watching it because this is from Lifehacker's Out of Touch Adults Guide to Kids Culture, talking about Saltburn. Okay, now I gotta see it, just see what all the fuss is about. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. I'm Big Rick Stewart. Hey, I'm looking forward to this Linda Ronstadt biopic. Check this out. It's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be produced by James Keach. Now, he was also the producer of the Oscar-winning Johnny Cash biopic Walk the Line. He's doing a Linda Ronstadt documentary. Well, it's a biopic. Harry actually did a documentary called The Sound of My Voice. Playing Linda Ronstadt in this upcoming movie is going to be the very talented Selena Gomez, singer and also an actress. Hopefully you have seen Only Murders in the Building. If not, you got to see it. It's such a great show. It's really good. Steve Martin's in it and Selena Gomez. And, well, it's kind of like podcasters that solve true crime murders in New York City. It's really good, and she is awesome. So she's a singer, and she's got a great voice. And she has said that even her whole life, when she was much younger, even people used to say that she looked like Linda Ronstadt. And so she started singing her songs and listening to the music, and she's a great singer. So this is going to be a pretty cool combination. Now, it's coming out soon. Don't exactly know when. Linda's manager is involved in this, so it will certainly be her side of the story. If you don't know, way back early on, she was involved in that LA music scene with the Eagles and some of those musicians way back when. So it'll be interesting to see how this whole thing develops. Linda herself announced in 2011 she was going to retire. She cited Parkinson's disease. Later, she was actually diagnosed with something called supranuclear palsy that resembles Parkinson's. She's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well deserved. She got it in 2014. Got a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Recording Academy in 2016. During her decades-long career, she had top 10 Billboard Hot 100 hits, and she's totally awesome. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. That's some of the great information you can hear on my Wine Country Saturday soundtrack. I'm Big Rick Stewart. Check out the show every Saturday, 99.3 FM in Napa Valley. You can also listen from 99.3thevine.com or KVYN on TuneIn. Thanks for checking out the Wine Country Saturday soundtrack podcast.